You feel like someone is watching you when you're asleep, to the extent that I don't want to move and let them know that I'm aware of them being there.
Movement in that room.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Somebody there, but then I'll look away and there's nothing there.
Is that you over there?
Something's moving.
I saw legs walk into the kitchen.
What's the matter, Phil? Whoa, okay.
Yes, sir, yes. Evan Poison. Manufactured records. It's like a light is in my face, but I can't fall for you. I close my eyes and drift away. I've overdosed on you. Cause then you wake up dead one day.
Question. Cursed or coincidence? When does a coincidence stop? Where is that line? When does it become something else? We were due to do an investigation, but strange things started to happen. 4 people, all related, sustaining injuries. It started one Saturday morning around 6:20. I was out walking when I stood on a paving stone which was loose, and I slightly sprained my right ankle, but within half an hour I was fine and sustained no injury. That same morning, around 11:15, I received a call from our researcher Liz. She told me that she was out shopping when she noticed some plastic strapping on the pavement, and as she stepped over it, it somehow got caught around her right ankle and she fell to the floor, injuring her shoulder, ankles and legs. Then, that same day, 3:15 in the afternoon, I was told that my daughter Sophia, aged 7, had tripped and fallen and hit her face on the bed at home and suffered a nosebleed. But it does not stop there. The following morning at 8:40, I receive a call from our team member Mark. He had no knowledge of any previous occurrences, and he had stated that he would not be attending the investigation as planned, as his wife has had a serious accident. His wife was helping him carry some small boxes, and she somehow tripped over, fracturing her right ankle, breaking the left ankle, and she fainted, fell to the floor and hit her head. I'm sure we can all agree that that line of coincidence has now been passed. Something did not want us to go to that location. Something was trying to stop us from going to the location. Something did not want us there. But the question is, why? With our research complete and information from several people, they all confirm that there is a spirit of a man who has been seen, and he still stays within the walls of the property. Kevin Brian Frank Butcher, born in June 1941. The house was bought for him by his parents, Harry Wilfred and Maud Alice Butcher, in the late 1960s. He was an only child and worked as a civil servant. He married a lady by the name of Barbara E. Simpson, and at some point she left him, taking all of his money. Kevin Butcher was heartbroken and fell into depression. He stayed hidden away and was found dead on the 30th of November 2013 in between the lounge and the ground hallway by neighbours. He had been there for some time, and no one knows if it was from natural causes or if he took his own life. Kevin was buried at Halstead Cemetery in an unmarked grave on the 22nd of January 2014. With Mark unable to attend due to his wife's serious injuries, Phil and I make our way to the location to meet up with Jackie and Clive, who live at the property. So, Clive, how long have you and Jackie lived here in this house?
It's got to be coming up 2 years now, probably just a little bit more. 2 years, yeah.
And all of you have experienced different things. What have you actually experienced yourself?
Most of what I've experienced has been upstairs in the bedroom.
Is it in your bedroom?
In my bedroom at the top. It's been maybe it feels like a cat has jumped on the bed. And also, I'm not sure if it's something that everyone experiences, but you feel like someone is watching you when you're asleep, to the extent that I don't want to move and let them know that I'm aware of them being there. It will just suddenly wake me up, and I know that something is there. I've heard noises on the stairs a few times. I know the stairs creak. But this is a different noise. It sounds like somebody is walking down the stairs.
There's just noises all over the house, and sometimes I think I see things in the hall, like somebody there, but then I'll look away and there's nothing there. So it's really strange.
And have you heard the walking up and down the stairs as well?
Yes.
Just like Clive?
Yep. I thought it was my son David, but he's in his room, so I'm laying in bed or I'm down in the lounge without the telly on, and I can just hear the stairs creaking all the time. And the front door also keeps... I've tried pushing it, but it doesn't move. And I go outside, there's nothing there.
So the front door...
The front door is... it's just little noises from it all the time. It's like somebody's pushing it from outside. But I tried pushing it inside and it doesn't move. Yeah. So I don't know what it is.
Okay, Natalie, so you used to live here?
Yes, I did.
How long ago?
It would be about 1.5 years now. We moved in about January 2015. So, yeah, and was here for 1.5 years. Or just under 1.5 years, say.
So when you moved in, that would have been when Mr. and Mrs. Cooper bought the property?
Yeah.
After Kevin died?
Yeah, and after they'd done it up and everything. And we were the first ones to move in once it had all been renovated and everything, so...
Okay, so what happened whilst you were living here?
When we first moved in, everything was fine, and then I think it was about, once we'd settled in, unpacked everything, it was about maybe 3 weeks when we first moved in. I was sat in the kitchen, and at the time my partner was doing the dishes, and the first thing that happened was I saw legs walk into the kitchen, and I went, oh my God, I've just seen some legs walk in. And obviously Rich turned around and was like, oh no you didn't, blah blah blah.
So it was just the bottom half?
Just the bottom half. Yeah. And then more stuff happened more when it was me and my children on our own, basically. I was in the back room, which was my eldest daughter's, and with the big window there, I would see like a shadow walking past. And then we were playing in the back bedroom and teddies would come off the shelf.
We now have our static cameras all in place. Static Cam 1 is in the rear bedroom where the toys were seen to move around the room. Static Cam 2 is on the upper hallway. Static Cam 3 is in the lounge and also facing the stairs where the footsteps are heard. and static cam 4 is on the ground hallway. We have also placed several motion detectors in each of the bedrooms. These will light up if any movement occurs within the darkness. We've come to speak to whoever is here. And we'd like to know your name. We think we know who you are. So, if you can hear my voice, can you do something to let us know that you're here, please? Can you tell us why you stopped us from coming the first time? Quite a few people hurt themselves. Can you tell us why you did that?
Movement behind me coming from the kitchen.
Yeah, I heard that. As Phil and I are on the ground floor hallway, we hear movement come from behind us in the kitchen area. Here is the audio enhanced.
Movement behind me coming from the kitchen.
Yeah, I heard that.
Movement behind me coming from the kitchen.
Yeah, I heard that. We've come here to speak to you. To find out why you're still here. Can you hear me? Kevin? Mr. Butcher? The people that live here, they've heard you and seen you. We receive our first EVP, a voice responding to me saying yes. Here is the enhanced audio taken from the digital recorder that I am holding. The people that live here, they've heard you and seen you. The people that live here, they've heard you and seen you. We know a lot about you, Kevin. Your mum, Her name was Maud Alice. Your father was Henry Wilfred. How would you prefer to be called? Do you like Kevin? Or your middle names, Brian, Frank? What should we call you? We're sorry about what happened to you. A neighbour found you lying in between the lounge and the hallway. You were there for quite some time before they realised they hadn't seen you. And we know what that lady did to you. That lady that you married, Barbara Simpson. You married her in 1970. I think it was around September. Do you remember? Which room was yours, Kevin? Which bedroom was yours? You lived for a long time, didn't you? You were born 1941. They found you downstairs 22nd of November 2013. Age 72. And then they buried you in Halstead Cemetery in January 2014. But unfortunately, you didn't have a headstone because it said that your wife ran off with all the money and everything that you had. So now it's just a patch of ground. Does that upset you? Are you really annoyed? What's the matter, Phil? Whoa, okay.
Okay. We're on again, yeah?
Yeah, wasn't even nowhere near it. I only got to whereabouts you were.
I heard movement behind me. So that's why I moved, because I couldn't work out which room it was coming from.
The motion detector lights up as it picks up movement coming from inside the bedroom. I do understand, Kevin. We're not here to ask you to leave this house. Not at all. Because it's your house too. This is your house. This is your house too, Kevin. Perhaps he's communicating through that because he can't talk. I don't know. This is your house too. And just because you die and you're not here anymore, it doesn't mean that you have to leave here. I understand that. So, let me introduce myself. I'm Jeff. And the gentleman there holding that camera, I'm sure you've seen one of those before, that's Phil. Movement in that room.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
So now we've introduced ourselves and you've started to communicate with us. Can you draw the energy from somewhere so you can speak to us? I can hear you moving in front of me. We both hear something moving inside the room where our motion detector activated, and it is captured on our audio. Can you draw the energy from somewhere so you can speak to us? I can hear you moving in front of me. Can you draw the energy from somewhere so you can speak to us? I can hear you moving in front of me. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go downstairs and you gather as much energy as you can. You take it from the equipment if you like. And then we want you to do something. Something loud. Okay? And then perhaps you'd like to come downstairs and I'll tell you a story, because you and me, we're a little bit alike, and I'll tell you why when you join us in a little while. But don't be afraid of us or anything like that. Okay? A clear voice saying help is heard as I ask the spirit of Kevin to join us downstairs. Here is the audio taken from my digital recorder. But don't be afraid of us or anything like that. Okay? But don't be afraid of us or anything like that. Okay?
Hello there, Mr. Butcher. Would you mind coming and joining us, please? So that I can introduce myself, because I haven't spoken to you yet. My name's Phil, as Jeff introduced me earlier. How do you feel about us being in your house? It must be quite strange, I guess. You know, you've had two families come into your home, and all of a sudden you've got two guys come in and set up cameras, and you might be wondering what's going on. Basically, what we do is we try and communicate with you. Really to find out a bit more about yourself. We've obviously found out a bit of information. You know, by looking back through records, we know that this house was, so we're led to believe, was bought for you by your mother. Were you happy here? Now, we've also been told, as Jeff mentioned earlier, that you did get married and for whatever reason your wife left, which must have been devastating, I guess. What happened? Tell us what happened. Was it mutual? Did you just agree that things weren't working out? There's something I wanted to ask you as well. I know when you were born, and at that time you would have been of an age.
Just heard a voice, Phil.
Okay.
Come from the kitchen.
Are you in the kitchen, Kevin?
It was maybe 3 or 4 words, but whispering behind me.
Okay, let me go into the kitchen. Hello. I was going to ask you, before you moved in here, you're of a certain age where you'd have had to have done national service. Did you do your national service? Where were you based? Is that you over there?
Something's moving.
Come up and talk to me, Kevin, please. Is that you over there?
Something's moving.
Is that you over there?
Something's moving.
And you're going to need to try and communicate with us somehow, Kevin, because otherwise I'm just going to ask questions and I won't know whether I'm, communicating with you and you're happy, or whether I'm, annoying you, which I don't want to do.
Movement on the stairs.
Okay.
I hear movement coming from the stairs, and our static cam in the lounge, which is filming that area, has captured what we believe to be the best footage of a spirit forming and then moving into a solid wall. First, we will show the footage from our static cam in the lounge area. If you look at the top of the stairs, you will see a figure form. We know that it is not contamination from the outside, as we have blacked out every window in the house. Watch as it slowly appears here behind the struts of the staircase. figure is black and solid, and as I say to Phil that there is movement on the stairs, you can see my IR lights as I turn the camera towards that area. And as Phil and I make our way to the stairs, the figure then steps back into the wall and disappears. Here is the footage again as it steps back into the wall with enhancements. We will now show you the full unedited footage using multiple camera angles in real time.
Come up and talk to me, Kevin, please. Tell me what you did, where you were based. Were you in this country, or did you manage to go overseas, maybe to Africa or somewhere like that? Where did you meet your wife? Do you want to talk about her, or would you rather not? And you're going to need to try and communicate with us somehow, Kevin, because otherwise I'm just going to ask questions and I won't know whether I'm, communicating with you and you're happy, or whether I'm, annoying you, which I don't want to do.
Movement on the stairs.
Okay.